Hey, another NorCal Rambler video. Today we're going to do 45 ACP. Now we've shot a bunch of them this weekend. We're going to put them in the tumbler. We're going to do 45 ACP from start to finish. Right now we have a whole bunch of cases that have been shot. They still got the old primer in them. So I'm going to show you close-up depriming. I'm going to show you a close-up of tumbling, and then we'll cut for a while and we'll do some powder, and then we'll do the lead, and it'll be the whole process. So let me get set up for depriming. Alright, depriming. Let me show you what's going on here. And this is a Lee kit. This is the deprimer. We have it all set up for ACP, or 45 ACP. This is the actual little piece that deprimes it, and it sets the case back to factory standard. So, Hornady, easy lock and load. We have this right here for priming. But what it also does is when you deprime, it makes sure that the primer kicks out the back and into that basket. So even though you're not putting primers in at this moment, you want to have this in there. Okay. Now, every time you do a different caliber, you have to use the shell holder for that caliber. Pull that out. That pushes right up on there. Okay. Now you put your shell in there, and you don't want to go. Let's show you go up on it. Right in there like that. And now you see you've got this. Primer's right in there. There you go. I'll do a bunch of those and I'll come back for the next step. Hey, okay, so we've had this in here for maybe a couple of hours. They've been deprimed. They've been thrown into the tumbler. Show you what they look like. You can see that. Bring it over here. Bring the camera over here and show you what the tumbler looks like when it's running. Right. Turn that off. Nice and clean. Get them out of there. Get them out of there and we'll come back and we'll put primers in them. Alright, after you get your bullets tumbled in your media, I've found two ways to get the media off of the casings. I'll show you both ways right now. Alright, I went off camera and I was doing this thing that I do, and I thought maybe I would show you guys how to do this. You can either buy the tumbling unit, the plastic thing that actually gets the corn husk or the walnut off of the shells, or I just started doing this because I didn't have one of those, and now I really realize I really don't need one of those, because what I do is I take each, especially if you're doing 45 Colt or 45 ACP, they're big and they spin, and you just take them and you grab them and you spin them on the, you take a handful of them and you're going to have a whole lot of media still involved with the case, right? And you always get that little bit of stuff that's still with the bullets that you're going to prime. So I take them and I spin them right on the thing. If you want to do that, cool. If you don't want to do that, you can do it your way. I just wanted to show you that's how I do that. Alright, so if you only got one or two, spinning it on the hub is one way to work it. Another way is, this is a plastic container for a plastic flower pot, basically. And what I did is I put them in here and I spin them around in here. And you can see that's a quick way to get them all cleaned out, get all the media out of the bullet shells. Okay, priming 45 ACP. This is the Hornady hand primer. Alright, you want to set it down upside down, set that tray right in there, flip it over. See that? Okay. Like I say, a couple of them are going to come up. If you shake them, they should all flip over. But I don't have the patience for that, so sometimes I go and flip the ones over. But you want I'm going to say this as simple as I can. You want the complicated side up. There's a complicated side and there's a shiny side. You want the complicated side up. See that? Okay, come around here, my hand in here, flip them over, one left, okay. Then these are a little tricky because they have these lines in here that won't allow the primer to actually go into the tool. So you just get used to your tool. And I know that if I put it in like this, it's going to work out for me. Alright, I'm going to bring this up close and show you what's going on here. So there's a little groove there, and they actually go in there. See, there's one on the press. So it's coming up and down there. There you go. Okay. We're going to take, see, that is 45 ACP. This is a large pistol primer. This is a casing seat for 45 ACP. And okay, setting up the 45 ACP powder. I want to be powder. What it does is it takes the powder from here, you grab a load, you drop a load, puts the load in here temporarily, right here, and then when you dump it, it dumps a specific amount. Well, you can dial this right here to the specific amount you want, and then every time you drop it, it fills. And then we can put a bullet underneath here, like this. Oop. Like that. Or quite often we put the pan up underneath here, and then it'll drop a specific load out of this. So what I'll do is I'll put this guy on the board. I have my friendly board here that holds everything I need, and I can, this is just kind of cinched down, and I can move this wherever I want to. So that's kind of a neat thing I did. I can do this, it's not hooked to my workbench and static, so it's hooked to this board here that I can use, just clamp down and kind of put it anywhere I want to put it. It used to be on a sawhorse, but the sawhorse got unruly, so I put it on this. Hodgson HP38 for 45 ACP. With the powders, you're going to see the ones that I really enjoy are the ones that actually have the caliber right in here in this area. There are a lot of powders that just have the name of the powder, and you have to look it up or you have to know. That was not a problem until the primer powder shortage. Now you see somebody says, we have powder, come get it. And you have to go look, and you look for cell service, and you start looking up the powder on your phone to see that if the powder that they have is rifle or pistol or small pistol or large rifle or small rifle. You know, you don't want to just buy powder. You're not gonna put rifle powder into a hand pistol round. That's just crazy. They're so different. You need to know that powder is very finicky and very touchy. And you need to get the powder that is for your weapon, for your caliber bullet. Okay, so anyway, this is for 45 ACP. I love HP38. And here's what we do with the Hornady powder drop. Just put in enough. Fortunately, you're only using a little bit of powder in these cases. You're probably going to fill it up maybe, you know, in this range, so you can get a lot of bullets out of one of these containers when you're doing handguns. If you're doing rifles, you might just get a little batch of bullets out of one whole container. So that's something you got to be aware of. Once it's in there, set the top on, have our scale. Like I say, you've got to zero your scale all the time. This has a zero. It actually has a 10-gram tester, and I really like that. So when I first start, let it zero out. Let me bring it over here and show you what I'm doing. Zeroed out. We want to put it on grams. The G in the corner, top corner. This should be exactly. We've got to zero the scale out with nothing on it. 0. 10 grams. Yes. So that's, we know that the scale is okay, right? Now we move it from grams to grains. Do not confuse the two. Grains are way different than grams. Okay, I don't know, you know, people watching this video, how much they're used to doing bullets, but bullets go by grain, not grams. Okay, you can get into real trouble if you start mixing up the two. Okay, so now we're going to zero this out with the plate on it. All right, and we're going to drop a load. I'm going to run the camera with me. Come on down with me. See what's going on. See if I can get my hands to do it all at the same time. All right. I want to back this up. I need a camera guy. Anybody want to be a camera guy? All right. Watch this. See that? And this is your adjustment. Bring it on over here. 6.0. Okay, so here's where the calculations come into play. We are doing 45 ACP at 230 grains. At 230 grains, we've calculated that we want 5.3 grains of powder for each bullet. And the grains of powder changes on the grains of lead. This is the weight of the lead bullet. Weight of the lead bullet tells you how much. You got to go look it up, how much powder you want to use. So we're going for 5.3. Bringing the camera right around here. Last time we were looking at this picture, we were at 6.0. Remember that? We want to dial this back to 5.3. So let's see. Let's get a camera angle that's going to be good for everybody. I think you can see that. So I have to dial this in and keep testing. Okay, so see, we dialed it in and now we're at 3.4. Leave the top off. Zero the scale with the actual plate on there. See how it's bouncing around? You want to zero that. Now we're at 0, 0. Open it up a little bit. Do a little more powder. Set it back down. Okay, I'm getting consistent 5.3 loads now. Testing. One, 5.3. Two 5.3s, 0. Zero the scale. Three 5.3s. I'm gonna go one more time just for the fun of it. Back in there. Zero the scale. You get a little bit of wind today, and wind actually does make a difference. It's a pain. It's a real pain doing it outside. 5.3. Okay, good. So now what we do is we just start loading cases. I've seen this before. It comes with anything you buy from Hornady. It's a little bullet tray, and you can just start loading. All right, I want to do a couple of these, and I'm going to show you what we're looking at here. Okay. Let me zoom in on this so you can see how much or how little powder is actually in these puppies. Can you see that? It's really difficult to see. Let's get in the light. Okay. It's just a tiny bit of powder in the bottom of there. Not a whole lot. I wish I could get better lighting. But you can see if I move it. Okay, so once you start dropping them in there, you can see who's got powder and who's not. See that? Oh, that one's empty. What you want to look out for is double loads. You never want to load a double load. So whatever process you go through that you're doing to make your bullets, make sure your process includes a way to figure out if you double loaded this. If you took this bullet, it's already got powder in it, and you loaded it again, you got a real problem, okay? You don't want to do that. So you have to figure out a way to organize yourself to know what's going on with your bullets. All right? So that's powder for ACP, 45 ACP. I'm gonna do a whole bunch more, and I'll come back and set up our lock and load to do, it's not gonna be lead this time. it's going to be copperheads. Okay, setting up to put the bullet on the shell. See, we got the bullets. We want to set up the die. So we're going to get you an up close look here. This is the Lee kit. What we're going to need to do first is take off the deprimer. And this is the flare. We need to flare the opening. Now this is made to actually set your powder up on top, but we're not doing that. We don't have that set up. So what we're going to do is set this in here so we can flare the tip. Put this out here. You can look at me. Okay. We want to flare this out so that'll accept the bullet. Okay. So let's get this flare connected. I'll show you. All right. We don't need this anymore. This is our primer basket. This is our foot. We really don't need this anymore either. Okay. Line it up. Different bullets have slightly different diameters. In this case, what I'm doing is I'm going to need to actually flare the case. So let's show you how that works. What that did was it actually made the diameter of this little circle just a tiny bit wider, okay? All right, now we take this. We're going to do a whole bunch of them that way. I've actually already done it. And we're going to take this bullet and take the head off. Okay, lock and load. Now, this one is made to put the head of the bullet on there. It's got that same circular thing. They come with flat or round. You got to make sure you have the right one or you'll get really weird looking bullets when you're done. But basically this is just made to adjust the height that you want the bullet to be. So let's put this on here. Get the calipers out. We'll take a look at one of the bullets we've done a while back. Let's see. I'm gonna actually show you this time. We want to zero this out. All right. Pull her open. So I'll do one-handed. All right. All right, 31.04. If we can make them all like that, that'd be great. Inches, millimeters. 31.04 millimeters. All right. Okay, so we're gonna let it up. What do we got here? There we go. We're just gonna make a whole bunch of those. Once they're done, I'll show you what we have here and how many we did, and I'll be right back. Okay. 45 ACP Done. Beautiful bullet. Put it down here with the rest. All right, so what do we got? We got about 100, 200, and almost 50. Actually, 100, 240. Okay. This is the bullets we were using. And go on. All right, that was 45 ACP from start to finish. Appreciate you guys watching. Hit like, hit subscribe. We'll keep making them. What do you suggest we make next? Write it down in the comments. Dave from NorCal Rambler, and appreciate you watching.